What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, readoptionagency.com, urban-picker.com, 24 years selling full-time on eBay, and this is my third time trying to record this video. Last time, I got a knock on the door, and the neighbor, one of their little dogs disappeared, so she wanted me to check my backyard, so I went walking around looking for him, and they found him, and so I went over to try to pet him, and one of the other little dogs bit me and pulled it looks like some meat hanging out. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool. I'm just dripping blood. I'm like, yeah, the zombie. Up close. That was up close. I got a Band-Aid right now. I dripped blood all over their driveway. Puppies will be puppies. They said he's had his rabies shot, so I should be good. Should be good. Puppies will be puppies. Can't be mad about a puppy being a puppy. All right. So I want to look at the numbers for the month. Today's Friday, August 22nd, and I want to see if the changes I made at the beginning of the month. I'm gonna take these shoes off. I went walking for the dog in these house shoes, and they're all sweaty now. And in my List Easier hat. I'm going to need a new one of these soon. This one's going to get all dirty and stuff, but I like dirty hats. So I want to check the beginning of the month. If you don't know, at the beginning of the month, last month, my costs had jumped up drastically in my eyes. In my media store, up to 56% was my selling cost. That's fees and shipping. And it had just jumped up like that the past month because for some reason eBay, I guess, switched something, and I started having a whole lot more promoted items sell over the organic. It went from 70-30 to more like 85-15 split, and that's 85% promoted. So I wanted to make some changes because my goal is to keep that at 50 or below. And so if you don't know, as I say that again, I lowered the promotion. Anything under $6, I lowered it from 13% down to 7%. So a huge decrease there on my low end, low dollar stuff. And anything over 6, I went from 13% down to 11%. I also took my 20% off sale and reduced it to 15% off. Ooh, that hurt. Just had a little pain go through there. In order to try to get that cost back down 50 and below. So I want to see if those numbers are on track to do that. We got probably 8-ish days left in the month. Also, being that I'm using List Easier to List and AI, it does appear that I'm having a higher sell-through rate, conversion rate, whatever you want to call it. And it does feel like I'm having more items sell because of the AI. The other day, I haven't checked today yet. The other day, 7 of my 18 pieces were AI. Again, there's going to be different variables in there. It's newer listings, even though my older stuff I'm ending and selling similar. So there are older items that's getting a fresh start also. And then I'm also got older items that I'm ending and relisting with AI List Easier. So there's a few different variables in there, right? So I think in the end, I can kind of look at it as it all evens out, but you take it for what you want to take it for. This is just information. And why I say that is because I have the variable that it's new, right, which will help it sell better. But then I have the old that I refresh, because it's basically like the old against the new. So I have the old that I refresh, and then I have the old that I take down and relist with AI. So does it balance itself out? You can be the judge there. Feels like 2 to 1. That might kind of balance it out, but maybe not exactly. But so I want to see. So what I believe is going to happen is all my numbers are going to be down, I feel, when it comes to impressions and all that stuff. And maybe even net sales. Gross. I always get those two confused. gross is what they take after fees, right? Because it's gross. This is a gross looking check. I think that's how I remembered. So net and gross is home. I don't remember. Anyway, I forget. Before everything's taken out, even if that number's down, my net sales should be up, at least comparative. Meaning I should be putting more in my pocket at the end of the day. So if all is working well, I think that's how it should look. Everything's going to be down except for my net. And I'm hoping the conversion rate will be up. If the conversion rate is up and everything else is down, that might go into that 2 versus 1 scenario and say, hey, maybe AI is working. If I'm getting fewer clicks, fewer items moving, but yet my conversion rate's going up. I don't know. So that's what I'm hoping to see. But again, I don't know. But going into this idea, that's what I was hoping for. So am I anywhere near that? That's what we're going to find out. Let me shrink me down here. Whoops. All right, let's start with the media store. Oh, I got offers. I'll take those later. After, I don't want to click on them on video. We're going to start with the clothing store because I know it's going to be down because we're down 9.5 from the last 30 days. If you look here, this store has been taking the brunt of the issues lately with eBay. I mean, this was an $84 day with 20,000 items, and I had an $84 day when I usually average like 10 hats a day. So this store's been taking a beating lately. And then yesterday I had a huge day, $458 here over here. But then yesterday my other store was having a lot of problems, server failures and things like that as I was ending items and doing my relist and of AI and all that. So it was showing more problems yesterday. So this is the 1-year-old account. The other's the 24-year-old account. And like I said before, it seems like when one's having a problem, the other's not, and then vice versa. It's almost like, if they're on different servers and servers are updated at a different time period, sometimes I see updates on one before the other. So I'm guessing it has to do with all that kind of stuff on the back end. So we'll go with numbers first. And we can do this month. And let's see where we're at for the month and how many, what we're averaging per day. So over here, $5,786. Wait, I think maybe I want to cut it off for, let me do custom. I can cut it off since today's not a full day. Get actual full day numbers. Okay, so let me redo that. So $5,681. 80.52. Oops. I don't like this change on the calculator where it don't end zero out. You have to backtrack sometimes. All right. So $5,681. That's down 9.7%. So obviously, net sales are down 12.6%. How is that? That shouldn't be. And it wasn't like that the other day, I don't think, was it? Well, there's the first red flag I don't like. Because this should be down less than 9.7. Quantity sold down. Let's see where the percentage is at. Percentage is at 51.5%. So we're not under that 50% yet of selling costs. So this store still needs a little work. And it's hard to say because this store has been so beat up this past week. But I have to figure out what to do here next, because that's not the result I wanted. And the 51.5 is not a result I want. And we only have 8 days left. So is this going to get down to 50 or not? That's the question. So not the result I want. This being the biggest. If I lowered everything and I lowered my sale even, why is this one down more than this one? All right. So I'll have to figure that out, because I don't like that. Hopefully the other store is not doing that. Well, let me go and see what the conversion in that is, though. Let's see, traffic. And we're going to do the same thing over here, custom. 1st through the 21st. All right. This looks like what I predicted then. Impressions down, listing views down, quantity sold down, click-through rate even down, 9.1%, yet conversion rate is up 4.6%. So, this is what I'm looking for? And the main question is this because listing with AI, so I got stuff that's selling better? That's what it feels like, but again, numbers won't lie, and then you got to take in some variables. So either way you look at it, you can probably pull any answer out of these numbers as you want, just because there's so many variables. The website wasn't working. It's newer listings, even though some of my old listings are being new listings now. So, I'm not going to get a good answer for that until long run, right? When my AI items are 3 months old, 4 months old, 6 months old. Right now, my oldest AI ones will be June. So it's only a couple months. So as time goes on, if this number continues to rise, and I'm still listing thousands of items a week, and that number still rises, then I think there might be something to that. So, over here has just been crazy. Like organic, like yesterday, organic, 21 items sold, 3 promoted. 10 organic, 5 promoted. So those numbers are, then this was the day that was a mess. 0 organic, only 5 promoted that day. How that day was just a mess. And normally over here, the promoted is higher. So 9-2, 13-6, 10-1. So to have these 2 days, the last 2 days where the organic is higher, is there something going on in the promoted world? Did they change something with promoted again? And it's not working properly. Do I need to stop them and start them again? I'll stop them at the end of the month and restart them. But so at least I got this number right. I just got to work on that net. It is net, right? Let me go look. It says it. Yes, it's net. Okay. Total sales and net sales. All right. Net is what you catch after the government takes it all. Okay, I got to remember. But here, if I do the last 31 days, look at this. Now, why is that number so drastically different? So if I do the last 31 days, where I include the last 8 days of July, before I made the change, we got 9.5 down, with the net only down 1.7. You know what probably happened? They probably just took my offsite. No, I'm not doing offsite ads on this one, am I? I think I stopped the offsite ads on the clothing because it didn't convert very well. I use it on the media store, but it wasn't worth it over here. So why is that so drastically different? We got 9.5 to 1.7, and then we had like 9.7 or whatever to 12.7. Did I click something wrong? No? What in there made that change just over those 8 days? That's very odd. Huh. That one's not really making sense to me. I'm going to have to figure... I'm probably not going to put much thought into it, but something made that jump up. Wait a minute. Okay. But if I include today, well, today I got sales, and only the morning shipping, so that's why it'd be different today. But because there would be more cost involved if I had everything shipped up to date as of right now. Huh. Okay. But that's the number I'd be looking for too. 14.7, but only 9.1 over here. So that's more the number I'm looking for. All right. Well, enough on that one. So this store, I still got some work to do. Let's go to the media store and see if I got any work to do over here. Sales first. We're going to go custom again. We're going to go the 1st through the 21st. Let me make some noise so my receiver don't shut off. Through the speakers. All right. So over here, exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so sales over here, $10,830. 10830.37. So that's up 4.7, but yet my net sales are up 17.2. So that's the drastic difference I'm looking for in the other store also. Well, it ain't going to be that drastic because I've got more low dollar stuff over here at 7% than I do that store. That store probably only has a couple of hundred that's under $6. So quantity sold down. So this is exactly what I'm looking for. So at least we're good here. What's the percentage? 49.2. So we're under 50% when we were hitting 56%. So I've brought that down 7% so far. So that's positive. So far, these are all the numbers I'm looking for. Now we're going to go look at the conversion rate and see if that number is the only one up over here. Again, I'm going to do custom. And do the 1st through the 21st when the change is applied. And exactly what I'm looking for over here. Impressions down 14.6. Listing views down 7.5. Quantity sold down 6. Click-through rate even though everything else is down. Sale conversion rate up 1.7. Those are the exact numbers I'm looking for. So this store is working exactly like I thought it would. I just have to figure out the clothing. The clothing store is a different monster. And I guess I just don't have a good enough grasp on that store yet. So I've got to figure that one out. And yeah, the percentage rate's under 50. So boom. And then also too, organic sold more than promoted. That day, 61 promoted, only 6 organic. Here. This one, 21 organic, 20 promoted, so more organic. Here, 45 promoted, 16 organic. Here, organic 18, promoted only 16. So these last few days, it's telling me that when promoted is working and I'm getting a lot of multi-piece orders, that's when I sell more promoted. But when I don't sell that big volume, my organics are winning out, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because I think my goal is to try to keep this as close to 50-50 as possible. I have no problem with 70-30 the way it used to be, but I'd really like more 50-50 while still getting a good amount of promoted. Like this one's 74-26. This one's a 50-50. This one's 91-9. 45-55. There's an 80-20. 65-35. 70-30. 85-15. So I'm still even getting some of the 85-15s in here. But at least that's not a consistent thing like it was last month. So again, it's hard to really grasp and get a control of the numbers when the biggest variable of all interferes, and that's the website not working properly. Whether it's this account and or the other account, back and forth. So my goal is just try to get all this under control with a volatile website. Because if I can do that under those conditions, if it ever does level out and they stop screwing with the site, then my numbers should just skyrocket in the positive way. So I think that's my main goal, is just to keep getting control of all these numbers. And at least, even with the website messed up, this account is exactly what I wanted it to be. So it's divided by 21. So we're under $800 a day this month. Well, we were over $900 last month, right? That's how much money in August this website's taken from me with all these new updates they're implementing. Let me see what my average per day over here in this store alone. Because you know, I would like to have 500 on both. That's the main goal. So this was 10,830.37 divided by 21 is $516. So this one's pulling its weight this month. All the numbers are exactly like I predicted they would be. Look at that. And I didn't even go to college for that kind of stuff. I didn't even go to no business training or business school. Yeah, you did, James. 24 years of Learn at your damn self university. Learn at your damn self university. I'm going to start. That's going to be my new college. I'm going to start. Learn at your damn self. You come to the website and it just tells you to go to YouTube. Go type what you're looking for into YouTube and learn it your damn self. Go just do it. Learn it your damn self. That's my classes. And then I charge like $1,000 per class, and it's just one statement. Just go do it your damn self. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to write that down. That could be a shirt. I'm writing all these ideas down for new shirts. You can do it. You can do it your damn self. I like that. Maybe I can turn that into something. Yeah. So, I want to play a game. Let's see where we're at. We got 240 here. So, I think AI is helping items sell. So I want to play a game, and I want you to play along. So you're going to have to give me the answer to this, because I'm not going to keep track. I'm going to go through this 240 of the most recent solds, which goes back to August 16th. So 5-ish full days, plus a little bit of today. And I'm going to call out everything that was listed with List Easier. I'm going to say List Easier. Every time I say List Easier, I want you to count. And I want you to give me a number of how many of these 240s were put up with List Easier. And then we can do the math, the percentage, and see out of the last 5 days, what percentage of items sold with AI, with List Easier? All right, are you ready? Got your pen and paper to do your little slash marks? Or are you just going to do it on your head? All right, make sure you got accurate counts. All right, I'm curious, and I can't count and do this at the same time. Excuse me, because I got to pay attention. If I'm not 100% sure, I'm not going to count it. I'd rather err on the side of caution, if you will. So here we go. These are all the items that just sold. List Easier. 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 Don't know if that one was or not. Yes. List Easier. 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 I think those two were, but I don't know 100%. Can't remember 100%. List easier. List easier. List easier. List easier. List easier. Some of these cassettes probably were, but I just don't remember. Sure. List easier. 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 I think those were, but I don't remember. List easier. List easier. List easier. List easier. List easier. List easier. All right, what's that number? Please leave it below for me, since I didn't count. Out of 240, how many of those were list easier? And there's probably more of these cassettes at the beginning. They were coming out exactly how I used to do them, and they didn't have nothing really extra on the end, I believe. So, but we're just going to play on the side of caution there and use the number that you just came up with. So let me know how many of those. And yeah, I likes the numbers. You can paint the picture over time, right? So it's not a, hey, this is the numbers, this is the answer today type of thing. It's going to be painted over a series of months. So today we are 13 hours into my day, and I'm only at $300. So today's not looking too good. You can see over here in the, I wanted to show over here in the clothing or in the media store, this pattern: up, down, up, down, up, down. So is today going to be up? Tomorrow going to be down? Is it going to be another sliding pattern like this? Those patterns are always a sign that something's going on with the website. And you notice how you can see more in the 65,000 piece store as opposed to the 20,000 piece store. So, but man, $84 on Tuesday over here. that's been the lowest since I first started the store, or since I first opened this account. Hell, I probably had more most days at the beginning, just transferring hats over here, than what Tuesday was. All right. I haven't got no work done today with Pee Wee. We've had another seizure, so he's rusting again. I keep getting more meds in him. My goal is to hopefully break today so we don't have no more after today. So I'm just going to keep filling him up with meds, and he's going to be resting and be out of it all day. That's it. I think that's all for me. So hope you guys have a great weekend. If I don't come on here and talk to you anytime this weekend, it's going to, Pee Wee's going to dictate a lot of what I do this weekend. So I'm going to try, since he's resting, to try to get some stuff started now with my project. So try to get something done today. So, all right. Please like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. I appreciate it. And I believe I covered everything. Oh, and subscribe to my Life's Too Short to Wear Pants channel. If you don't know, I've had ringing in my ear for 13 years straight, 24/7, 365 for 13 years. And I bought this new stuff. Jan actually bought it for me, and I'm willing to try anything. They advertise that it will help ringing, but all the research I've done says it probably won't, basically. But they try to claim it. So I'm going to do a video series on it, because this stuff's not cheap. And if it can save people money, that, hey, don't waste it, it doesn't work. I think I'm a prime prime example to try it. What's the word I'm looking for? The test dummy, if you will. Being I've gone 13 years with my ears ringing every second since then, that I'm going to notice that there's a difference. So I'm going to be doing that video on the new channel. So stuff like that I'm putting on that channel, as well as Pee Wee and Courtney videos are on that channel too. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.